Okay, folks, we are 24th of April, Monday. Gonna have a little look around at what's going on. Very quiet US data slate to come. We've had German IFO Business Climate Index coming in a miss, 93.6 on expectations, 94. That's tier one data. So the business climate, just a little bit of a miss there, but enough really for bonds not to be able to hold the upside that they had here on the pre-market, pre that 8 o'clock marker, and pulling back since to the lows on day. Risk still, I think, slightly buoyant here this morning. Oil coming back up to life, well, it's actually just flat on the session now, pretty much back to where we opened last night. And I think we are really looking for oil to trade lower, 76.60s and below there to close the gap at 75.63s. But generally, I'm not going to be on for this US session. It's too light on the data slate for me and need a bit more volatility to trade. That's not to say that there may not be moves. And of course, something that we need to be aware of today is the launch of the VIX 1 day expiries. It's VIX 1D is the contract now. Still waiting for the CBOE to release the handle and to have a look at how it's trading. So as we go further through the week, I'll be charting that product and using that more as an indicator on what we're going to be, on what we should see out of US indices. Yeah, but for now, a bit of a gap open on the upside on the DAX here. Not really able to do much this morning, albeit I think we should trade to the downside here on that German IFO Business Climate Index information. The dollar, the conversation on the dollar or de-dollarization continues, and we do slip and slide down on the Dixie here. So kind of breaking this big old trend up that we've had since February this year, pull back and then set that trend the 22nd of March. And we've now given it up on that. And so, are we looking for much further downside on the dollar? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's overcooked, this story. I think buyers will start to come in here about 101s on the Dixie. You're looking at weekly bars here on the spot rate. But yeah, sure, dollar is under pressure. Euro now on highs of day, testing this spot 10.325 is a target for some of the boys there on Friday. Just didn't get it, but we're getting it now. Dollar coming back. So look, inverted hammer last week. What does that tell us? Well, maybe there is a turn on for the Dixie here. What is that net risk situation? I think if the war in Ukraine does pick up and global geopolitical tensions do rise, you're probably going to see that tick back into the dollar. So real pivot point for me, I think, on the 101 spot 50s. And what could that be? Well, if you read the press this morning, Emmanuel Macron is wishing that he kept his big mouth shut. Failed
So it's only 5 minutes away now
talk.
until we expect to
So
hear comments.
he has had failed negotiation talks with Xi Jinping, petitioning him to talk to Zelensky for peace talks. The Europeans obviously not happy. The French. The biggest story is the French ambassador or the Chinese ambassador to France this morning coming out saying that they don't actually recognize the sovereignty of a lot of these former Eastern Bloc countries, Slovenia, Slovakia, etc., etc. And so I think this is kind of what has kept the bid into bonds this morning. Albeit we have reversed that, but it could keep tensions high as we go through this week. All right, so just be aware of that and be aware that the dollar will be interested. I think should things get out of hand there. But it's a very hard trade to get on. De-dollarization. Well, you tell me where's the entry point on the short, right? Um, where's the long entry point on the euro is the better question, really. So, yeah, look, I think oil, as we go through here, guys, I think oil is going to probably diddle around, same what it did on Friday. I think it's going to diddle around before eventually trading the 75.63s to the downside. Um, Equities. equities. I think S&P in the middle of the screen here. I think we're just really ranging around. Euro new highs here, dollars new lows. I think we're just ranging around. You know, we have invariably just gone bloody sideways for the longest time now, right? And so I'd actually be seller of any sort of a rally to 41.87s and probably buy it back in around this range. So yeah, I mean, I think we've spent a lot of time just going sideways here, all the way back to well, really it started on the 31st of March, I think. And so yeah, so really tricky conditions for day traders and for investors alike. So just be careful out there. I think there are better trading days to come. What else? I think nat gas. We also got to be aware of nat gas. There is a cold front on the way through North America, North Continental America now, right? So I wouldn't want to be seller on nat gas this week, given the weather projections. I'd be essentially looking to buy pullbacks here on any of the obvious areas on the day time frame, or indeed this 2-spot 405 coming in. So this is the daily pattern right now. Okay, so then we go to a 30-minute pattern, and just let me show you kind of what that looks like. So that we're just resistant on that 2-spot 405s right now. You can see that there. Okay, so really be looking for potentially a roll back to say Y-1 here, and then look for a long, and you want to see that react quite quickly there. You don't want to sit in that for 30 minutes or an hour. You know, it should either take a bid or it's dead as a support level. But yeah, I mean, targets on the upside, 2-spot 420s and higher and a lot higher. So there seems to be quite a bit of interest at this area here, the 2-spot 456. So I think, you know, on a bid upside, you could easily see nat gas put on a 8 or 11% day here, guys. You know, so it's just a case of where do you get on that trade, right? So yeah, so do be aware of the weather picture there for trading gas. What else? I think that's it. Euro on the front foot here, guys, and Panietta is talking, so probably a little bit of that going on here now. So he's actually, I think he's released a statement, or he's going to release a statement in 1 minute, and we'll start then talking freely at that same time. Okay, yeah, that's all there is really to cover here at the moment, and so I'll see you tomorrow when I will be on for the US session only. So we'll be releasing the pre-US videos at that later point. All right, guys, take care today. Have a good one.